Why modern women are often intimidated by this type of guy.
No, males are not choosing.
Some women seem to think gender roles are perfectly acceptable.
Women keep saying that there's a pandemic of single men in their 30s and 40s.
What if more men are choosing to stay single forever and they have no regrets? Why are so many walking away from dating, marriage, and long-term commitment? Stay with us until the end, because the reasons behind this growing trend may surprise you.
You want to know why men are staying single? Because for the first time in a long time, men are not settling anymore. Men are going to go and find a woman that they know they can bring home to their mother, and she would be proud. They're going to start finding a woman that's going to love them unconditionally. They're going to start finding a woman that has her shit together, her finances together, so he's not consistently having to pay for everything. They're going to try and find a woman that is going to be able to create a safe zone in the house, and they're going to go and find a woman that is worth settling for instead of them having to bend over backwards to impress her and to change themselves to fit her standards. And when any man comes out and says that, he is called everything under the sun. But the reality of it is men setting boundaries is something women need to start getting used to.
For decades, marriage was seen as the natural goal for most men. Today, however, some are deciding that a fulfilling life doesn't necessarily require a romantic relationship. They are focusing on careers, hobbies, friendships, travel, and personal growth instead.
Many times I hear having children is a moral duty of men, that men must have children. And the way it is phrased as if men are immoral for choosing not to get married and have kids. Now, as you guys know, the laws are completely discriminatory against men. For example, in the state of California, if you find out that you were a victim of paternity fraud over the age of 2, you are still on the hook for child support the rest of your life. On top of that, with the expansion of the definition of abuse, women are able to accuse men of things like spiritual abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, and small things can be taken out of context and still put under the wave of abuse. The other problem is in family court, it is based on a balance of probabilities, not on a burden of proof. So basically, in family court, it's not based on evidence. It is based on that it's more likely it happened than it did not happen. Meaning, if you get a blue pill judge that has a tendency to agree with women, which a lot of men, they see a woman cry and they automatically just think she's right.
Many men say they're becoming more selective rather than rushing into relationships. Some feel modern dating has become more complicated, while others simply enjoy the independence and flexibility that comes with being single.
I hate to tell you ladies, but men are done with being nice guys. I love a nice guy, but you know the expression nice guys finish last? That is the truth nowadays. Nice guys do finish last, which is why most men are done with being a nice guy and they are like, you know what, if the women are going to be toxic, I'm going to be toxic too. I can be just as horrible as you. And women, you're going to hate it. You might thrive on the drama now you're young, but as you get older and you want a nice guy, you want to settle down with a nice guy, you'll find there are no nice guys left. Or the very few nice guys that are left have been snapped up by the nice girls, and you, with all your love of drama and your toxicity and your fucking me, are going to end up alone being eaten by cats like Bridget Jones. That is what's going to happen. Well, obviously that wasn't the ending for Bridget Jones, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, I think now is the time when women need to understand that nice guys are good and that you need to start dating the nice guys before they've all disappeared. So men, let me know in the comments, are you done with being a nice guy? Have you always been a nice guy, but now you're like, do you know what, I'm not doing it anymore? Or are you a nice guy through and through and you'll never change? I know there are a lot of nice guys still left out there, and I just feel like a lot of them just can't be bothered to be nice anymore, especially to the modern women. But yeah, let me know in the comments, and I'm off on a little mini break thing this weekend. I'm not going to tell you where I'm going, it's a secret, but when I get back, I will share all the lovely footage with you. So have a great day.
Financial priorities are also playing a role. Rising living costs, career ambitions, and the desire for financial stability have led some men to delay, or even reconsider, long-term commitments.
It's killing relationships these days. No one wants something serious, bro. Everybody's 50-50. F that shit. I'm used to like a provider. Yeah, everybody's like 50-50 now. Okay. bro.
Crying over guys who weren't even paying bills? Ghetto! Crying over guys who weren't even doing anything for you? Tacky!
Roast all you want, but accept that men are done with your entitlements.
Women want men to be in provide mode. But when we criticize, which is a form of emasculation, a man will retract from providing to protect. And if it's a direct attack, like on your character, you're just like your father. Now he's protecting himself. And that's what brings out the worst in men, when they're protecting themselves, because it overrides their compelling desire to protect others. They're the smallest version of themselves, and they're protecting themselves. And they could shut down, right? They could withdraw, or they could attack. And women cause men to attack, and then we think that's who men are. Women cause men to withdraw, and we think, oh, you ghosted me, right? We have all these accusations after we've caused it.
This is probably the only woman on the planet that understands accountability. This is amazing.
Somebody has some? You got some, right?
Yeah, I just feel like as we're not back in the days where men are providers.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Parents don't pick our spouse.
That's just not it.
Okay.
As far as like society nowadays,
Okay.
I feel like it should be equal.
You think so?
I do.
Okay.
Men should not be the only providers.
All right.
I disagree. Women should also bring something to the table.
Okay.
Because back then, yeah, men were providers, but women weren't allowed to have jobs.
Okay, well here's
but
the
now
thing.
that we have jobs, I don't feel like men should be the only providers.
Okay, how you feel and what should or could or would is one thing, but we got to deal with reality. What is the reality is that women are biologically hardwired to want men that make more money than them and have more status than them. So you can say, yo, it shouldn't be this way, but we're all human and attraction isn't a choice. You could.
Social media has amplified conversations about relationships from every perspective. Personal stories, dating advice, and online debates influence how many people think about commitment, whether those views reflect everyone's experience or not.
Okay, men, if you are not approaching women in the wild and you're not meeting them on dating apps, how are you expecting to meet them?
This video right here, in the question she asks, is a key difference between men and women. And she's asking this because she literally is confused. She can't understand that what men are doing, where they're going to find women. See, women make this claim that they're choosing to be single and that they're happy, but they continue to get on the dating apps. They go out with friends to meet guys. The whole I'm happy and single for a lot of women is cope. But men are abandoning the dating apps. They're finding hobbies, hitting the gym, working extra, starting businesses, getting dogs. And when they go out, they're just going out to hang with friends or catch the game. See, a large amount of men have completely exited the dating market and they have zero interest in it. And when they say that they're happy, they mean they're happy. But when women say that, they can't comprehend the fact that men are just done. They can't believe that men can live without them. And this is going to happen more and more. You're starting to see more of these type of videos. It's not about the approach, like why aren't men approaching anymore? It's about where the fuck are the men?
Being single is also becoming more socially accepted. Instead of seeing bachelorhood as a failure, many now view it as a lifestyle choice that offers freedom, fewer obligations, and more control over daily life.
Things that guys do that are for girls only.
A little ironic, isn't it, that some women seem to think gender roles are perfectly acceptable as long as they're gatekeeping things that are only for the girls.
Complaining about how much things cost.
Well, considering most women think that guys should pay for everything involving dates, they absolutely have every right to complain if something is too expensive in their opinion.
'Cause what do you mean? Oh my gosh, this steak costs $60.
I would have to agree. I would say that $60 for a steak is a bit exorbitant, but how are they going to try to twist this?
Buddy, do you have an idea of how much the foundation on my face costs?
No. Women wear makeup for themselves, remember? So whose fault is it anyway that someone paid that much money to look a certain way, just for themselves?
get your wallet out and pay the bill.
How elegant some women are. Can't imagine why so many guys are choosing to remain single.
Why modern women are often intimidated by this type of guy. And your girl got the answers for you. Let's get into it. Number one, this type of guy stays true to himself. He doesn't care about social norms or expectations of his behavior. He gonna do what he need to do for himself. This type of guy is not easily influenced, meaning you can't shame him into doing what you want him to do. This type of guy is unconcerned with social acceptance. He's independent, extremely self-aware. Number four, this type of guy is not afraid to speak his mind. He gonna say what he need to say regardless. Can like it, love it, hate it, he don't care. This type of guy is not afraid of rejection. No means next opportunity. You don't know what to expect with this type of guy. He's unpredictable. He don't trust many people. So he's very private. And so therefore you have no idea what's going on in his mind. And a lot of women don't like that.
Of course, choosing to stay single doesn't mean rejecting love forever. Many people simply prefer waiting for a relationship that genuinely adds value to their lives rather than entering one because of social pressure.
The single males just watching this, when you feel like you need the physical experience and you're almost sending out a mass text, texting 3 people at once to see who's gonna respond back and then to see who you would actually like to hang out with at that point. That would be some whole shit if it was coming from a woman. Until you find things to separate or you adjust to having the ability to do those things. Because when you're not in a committed relationship, that's normal behavior.
Women keep saying that there's a pandemic of single men in their 30s and 40s, and they can't figure out why. Listen up, sweetie. Maybe it's because 80% of divorces are filed by women, or because no-fault divorce was built by women's legal groups so they could walk away without consequences. Every man knows someone who lost everything, all because she just wasn't happy anymore or not feeling it. We're not choosing isolation, we're choosing peace.
This shift has sparked strong reactions online. Some celebrate the growing focus on self-improvement and independence, while others worry that changing expectations are making lasting relationships more difficult to build.
No, males are not choosing, but
Oh, yes, they are.
I do find it hilarious how they are all like, yeah, we're done with women. That's why we're all single, because we chose to be done with women.
You know, if someone tells you something often enough, maybe you should start believing them because, yeah, a lot of men are just completely done with dating.
You guys didn't choose that. You know you didn't choose that.
Oh, but they did. What exactly is so hard to believe about that?
You know that right now women are becoming really picky and not choosing men that all they do is bring a paycheck.
Like I said before, there's a lot of women that are very upset that a lot of guys are actually choosing to be single because they want all of the power for themselves and to be able to dictate who they date. It is incomprehensible to some that guys actually can choose who to date.
Although there are still women out there who will accept that. And I suggest you go find them and leave us alone.
Oh, I don't think that'll be a problem at all because it's almost like personality types similar to.
Now, I don't know if I'm just speaking from experience, dog, but fellas, stay single, man. Once you realize that the relationship will always be about the woman and her emotions and how she feels within the relationship, you'll realize it's a waste of motherfucking time. Because whole time you supposed to put her on a pedestal, but you will never get that reciprocation, gang. That's why they always say love for men is conditional, gang. You only love by what you can provide. The second you stop showing up, my nigga, so does the love.
Whether this trend continues or eventually changes, it raises an interesting question. Are people redefining what happiness looks like, or is this simply a response to the challenges of modern dating?
So when it comes to this whole idea of a male loneliness epidemic, what that really is just men who are fed up, men who are having standards and are choosing to opt out. Important emphasis I want to make, choosing to opt out. When they call this thing, this walkaway, a male loneliness epidemic, the notion that an overwhelming majority of men are going through a form of loneliness. I've said this many times in videos. There's a difference between being lonely, and in this case, it's being single, but being alone. Those are two completely different things. So if someone is choosing to have their standards, and they are choosing to have discernment, that does not equate to being lonely. But the reason why I'm saying this and starting off the video with this is because earlier today I had received an email from a woman, and she was respectful in the email, but a woman who was older, and these are her words, who was saying that she disagreed with me in regards to something I had said with the female loneliness epidemic. And she was trying to convince me or tell me that women are overwhelmingly happier being single than men are and are doing better being single than men are. Now, the first point that I had said to counter that was women in their 20s can get the free drinks. They can get the free food. They can get away with things because of their youthfulness and because of their looks. Whereas men, on the other hand, are hardworking. They are staying and working for their family in some cases. They are pursuing towards something. And wherever she got this information from, I would imagine it was probably people in their 20s or women in their 20s and men in their 20s, which would explain why there was a weird shift. Because I think what women see as happiness is something they don't even know what they're talking about, quite frankly. It's ultimately not feeling much of anything. And what I mean by that is, when it comes to comparison with social media, what that's done to dating, in particular what it's done to women, this idea that you can always do better, that you are entitled to more and more and more and more. So they're getting the free food, they're getting the free drinks, they are getting the attention and validation on social media or on dating apps, and they're not realizing that is not going to last forever. They're not going to be doing that when they are in their 30s, when they are in their 40s, when they are in their 50s. Even some women, I'm not saying this to be mean, but that's what happens when you drink every night or every other night and go out and party and get little to no sleep. I'm seeing women who are 25 years old and looking like they are way past their age. Again, I'm not saying this to be mean, but my point being with that is this idea of happiness is not going to last forever. I remember when I was a kid, I'm sure we all could remember this, when one of our parents or a family member gave us a $20 bill, right? And we felt like we were on top of the world, like we'd go have a steak dinner with caviar, and even riding passenger seat with your father for the first time. You guys remember that feeling. You remember the happiness. You remember the small things, because we had peace through simplicity. But nowadays, modern women can have all that and then some and feel nothing. Feel nothing. So what this woman who emailed me, which again, she was being respectful in the email, so I don't want to make this a referendum on her. But what a lot of women think is happiness is really just numbness. It's really just numbness. And I had explained that to her. I explained to her that men are working hard in their 20s. They are working towards things, which of course work can be stressful. And
what do you think? Are more men intentionally choosing lifelong singlehood, or is this trend overstated on social media? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more conversations on today's changing relationship landscape.
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest